Test 1, 2. If you would, obviously we're going to talk about the hot buttons of 77 and of course, but mainly more importantly, the what some are calling the compromise over HB2 right now. Tell us a little bit about that bill, where it's at, what your involvement is, if you would.
Sure. HB 186 is the House bill, which is looking at addressing fixing the HB2 problem. It's got bipartisan support, so that's a good thing, but it's also a very long and complicated bill. So on the Senate side, we're trying to look at, can we streamline that and make it a little simpler and more straightforward. So actually we're working on it virtually every day, so hopefully it's something we can bring out, introduce, and hopefully pass in the next couple of weeks.
Some are saying it's a compromise. Others say, no way, it doesn't give us what we want. What do you think about it? Do you think it really is a compromise? Is it a good idea? Is there a better way to do it?
Well, we started with 28 different permutations and ideas that were floating around. What this does is going to be a classic bill. It's going to politely make everybody unhappy. So you know that it's probably good. You're going to have things that will tilt to the left, there's things that will tilt to the right, and there's going to be concessions on both sides. I know compromise has become a dirty word for some ungodly reason, but I think there is a balance to be found in middle ground on this.
Do you feel with this issue on the bathrooms, and especially because it's become kind of a national discussion, not just North Carolina, do you feel, is there a problem with a small group of people driving what the rest of everybody else is doing? Is that a concern, or is there more of not a majority, but is there a bigger group on the bathroom side, if you will?
Yeah, well, there's always special interests. And here's what I've said. And the balance is between these 2 points. One is we always have an expectation to privacy and public accommodations and restrooms and showers and stuff. The other side, we shouldn't be discriminating against anybody. Our challenge is to find the balance between those two.
Okay. And you were talking with Joe just a little bit about the 77 issue. Just give us your latest perspective on where you guys are at with that.
Well, obviously it's being built. They're trying to finish that project by the end of next year. My concern is the contractual structure of that agreement. And if you look at the history, every one of these projects in the U.S. with this particular company have folded up in about an 8 to 10 year time frame. I'm concerned because of the way the contract's structured, we're going to end up with a huge debt. And to ensure that we're going to have the state auditor review that.
Okay, and real briefly, you'd mentioned you're looking into some of the folks that left the DOT.
Right. Well, we have a statute on the books that refers to revolving door, and you're not allowed to financially gain from having worked on a contract for a vendor and then leave your state employment position and then go financially gain from that. And what we want to ensure, 5 or 6 key people who worked on that contract are no longer with NCDOT, and we want to make sure they left that responsibility and that role properly.
Okay. And kind of wrapping up, we talked about the big things, but what else is there in Raleigh right now that nobody's asking about, but that you feel should get out there, that you really want to share about?
Well, there's things we're looking at doing some good sound business practices. So we're looking to have all the state agencies audited. I introduced that last session. So we have the big 5, if you will, Health and Human Service, DOT, but we've gone 20 years without financially auditing our books. We're going to do that across the state. The big one for me is we're looking to get control of the IT spend, the information technology. My guess is we're spending between $1.4 and $2 billion on computers and computer technology, and nobody has control of it. And a lot of the systems are getting very old and antiquated. And my goal, I'd like to see us become the most wired state in the United States, leverage technology.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You bet.
Appreciate
Pleasure, Chris.
it.
Thank you.